All right, so I'm John, and welcome to the Facebook Advertising Fixes. This is a video series. It was converted originally from a webinar, but I'm re-recording it all as a video series for you. And so let's introduce what this is all about from the start. So basically there are 20 factors that we're going to focus on throughout this video series. So the source of this was a blog post I wrote back at the end of 2019 called Facebook Ads and the Magic Bullet. And it really broke down. So there are questions I get on a regular basis about, why did my ads not work? Why did my ad not work? Why couldn't it have had, why didn't I have more success? And there's so many factors that contribute to it that I have a very difficult time giving them a straight answer, because it's like, okay, you can show me the ad. Well, that's still just part of the story. There's so many things that contribute related to your brand, your website, your targeting, that way you optimize, on and on and on. It's just impossible to give you, okay, this is why it's not working. I might be able to diagnose a couple of things. But anyway, so that's why this blog post was written in the first place. That blog post then birthed a webinar that expanded on that. And this video series is going to kind of summarize that as well in an easier to follow chunk format. So if you want to read that blog post, feel free. It's at johnloomer.com. Facebook Ads and the Magic Bullet is really what you got to put in there. But so let's think about this now. So we talk about the 20 factors. We get that question all the time. Why did my ad work? How do I fix my ads so they perform better? So these kinds of questions are, I always give really vague answers or whatever, but they're impossible questions to answer completely. Someone can't confidently tell you why something didn't work. There isn't, especially if they just look at your ad for a few minutes. There isn't one template that will always work for you, but there are 20 primary factors that impact the performance of your ads. So what you have to understand is, while this is all true, you have varying degrees of control over these factors. Depends, like how well known is your brand? What industry is this? How much competition do you have? Does the website get a lot of traffic? Do you have built-in email list and a built-in audience to remarket to? There's so many things that contribute. But so while you can't control everything, consider it a sliding scale. And just assume that you're rated on each of these 20 things. And that will impact how well your ads perform. So you're not going to score perfectly on all 20 factors, of course. But the better you manage these factors, the better the ads are going to perform. So again, consider it a sliding scale that you have significant control over some factors. What you have significant control over is going to depend from case to case, situation to situation, but know that I am going to be going over these in order of generally what you have most control of first. Then you have moderate control over other factors. We'll get to those as well. And then finally, you'll have some factors that you have little to no control over. These are things that may be good, may be bad for you, may be an advantage or a disadvantage, but you can't do much to change them. But again, assume a grade for each factor that's going to contribute to your results. So why didn't my ad work? It's complicated. There are many reasons. Don't search for a single solution. I think that's the biggest thing you can take away from this. And also, don't obsess over every factor. It's like, look, I know I can get better in everything, in all 20 factors. I'm not going to try to be perfect on every single one for an ad, or it's going to take me a year just to create that ad in the first place. So with these 20 factors, in each one as we go through it, we're going to talk about the impact and how this factor impacts your results. And then we'll go over your approach. So how should you approach this factor and take advantage of it or make the best of it? All right, so let's move on then to the first factor.